Anyway, here's your kind of post-unboxing video. They've been out the box for about 12 hours, so they still kind of probably have some elements of box attached to them. Right, I'm going to just do this in one take, because frankly, if I start worrying about what I'm going to say, it's going to become nonsense. Yeah, it's all the Die Kickstarter stuff, which is frankly petrifying and exciting in this kind of... Let's just start over here with the actual main book here, because it's an RPG manual. Look at it, it's RPG manual size. It's RPG manual thickness. I tell you what, it's like, as Maz was saying, we had a version with like another 1,000 pages if we... Not 1,000, 100 pages if we didn't change the font size, and an extra 100 pages on this would have destroyed customs and everyone's shipping. And that is it's big and hefty in sort of like book size, but not hopefully too much. I'll flick through that in a minute. We've got the actual the fair gold coins, which I've seen before. Worth noting, I'm wearing a white jumper today. Like, what the hell has gone wrong with me? Basically, the Die RPG has broke me in terms of my aesthetic, and I have said goodbye to childish things or whatever. Anyway, these are magical fair coins that disappear every day. No, don't actually do that. These are the prints, which are basically, I think they've got the Grandmaster pledge. I'm not sure about that. I'm going to treat them very badly because I'm not very clever. Oh, can't do it one-handed, can I? Right. Can you see? Yeah, this is rubbish. I'm going to have to actually put it down. Oh, no, if I put it down, it'll stop recording because I'm doing the shit thing. Ah. And now, of course, I've swore, which means that this will probably be for adults only. Anyway, there you can see some prints with shiny things on. So people like them. It's a lovely envelope. Perhaps you can reuse it for a Christmas card for somebody who cares about, I don't know, dye or polyhedrons and beautiful Ryan Hughes designs. Talking about beautiful Ryan Hughes designs, here's a special edition, which is, the contents are exactly the same as the actual, the normal edition. But instead, we've got a variety of other things. For example, Ryan did this. Feels sort of vellum-y. I don't know if it's vellum, but it's the sort of that feely stuff. The shininess there, which is obviously very, very beautiful. Let's get it out. The die design on the side. And look at this beast. Hey, it's ribbed. You know, feel this kind of like... this is very much reminding me of like 90s goth clubs. I'd probably wear trousers made out of this stuff. It's just beautiful. It's just really genuinely lovely. I think people are going to love it. Obviously, I can touch it and you can't, which changes things. I'll flip for a bit. Anyway, we'll go for the GM screen. Stephanie designed this, so your GM can hide behind this if you're very short. And of course, we've got basically the core rules, a lot of the stuff of the basic game, as in stuff from the manual. We've also got a bunch of stuff which isn't in the manual, just because it's useful for stuff. So we've got NPC behaviour stuff, most of all questions to ask the persona, which is just kind of a great place to sort of like, hey, what do you do? Or like, you know, what's the worst pain your persona has ever experienced? These are kind of like just really how you run die by asking a load of questions. Also a lot of words, and also white on black font because we're total goths. Anyway, dice are probably one element. Let's do the... This is one box, which is the, I think the resin box, yes. These are basically the more standard sort of set of dice. They've got their own little box, they'll come to you, they're magnetic. They've got this clips apart. It's all very clever, isn't it? And the Grandmaster Pledge dice, which are very fancy. Look at these. Look at these shinies. Obsidian, because of the fire motif for the Grandmaster, and the rest are made of shiny glass, I guess. I don't really understand anything to do with dice. I presume they're just magical, because if you hold up to the light, look at that, they're glowing. I especially like, we got R&D did so much bloody work on actually making sure they got the worst possible Fool's dice. As in the game, the Fool gets basically a dice unlike the other ones, and this just feels horrible to even touch. If you touch this one, it feels like genuinely disgusting. Anyway, these are proper fancy, and it makes me want to immediately get die to the table. Because if I need to, because I need to write a new scenario for something. Because I just can't help myself. Anyway, closing this. And look at this. I mean, is this really what, like, I can see why people do unboxing videos, because boxing is frankly, obviously it's a skill of fighting, but also the process of boxing is hard work. Anyway, let's just flick through. Like changes towards the end, it's like the front pieces by Ryan. So they're kind of like the main design was done by Alone, but like Ryan came at the end and did some of the touches, like front pages. Let me find the front page how it looks. Look at that. Changed the font and the cover and stuff. We start with a comic, and like I know, we're just really proud. Like Stephanie's, like some of the art's like reused from the comic, but also we've got a bunch of new stuff Stephanie did, and we've got all the guest artists as well. And it's like, obviously we've been flicking through the PDF for ages, but seeing it like as a book really does change things. It's one of the things, like, a book is always intimidating, because but at the same time it's also the nature of RPGs, what they look like. Look what essentially Lone has done with the space is actually probably the thing. This is kind of, it's not too threatening, is it? Like, we got like relatively on each page. The art lets you like gravitate yourself around. This is the chapter on Neo. Tip, if you when you get this, just read the beginning and sort of flick for rituals, because rituals is the core of the game. Like, the second you understand rituals, it's kind of really where we're going. It's pretty key. Load of questions. Look at all this font. This is nice. Let's get to the adventure stuff. Look at some art here. Look at that person standing looking at a nice castle, having a nice time. Oh, some fair. As again, the bestiary is, well, like a lot of RPGs are based around the idea of just like the elements, as in we'll give you stats for Aragorn, or we'll give you stats for like an orc or whatever. And like, we don't really do that as much. We've got we choose to basically give the iconic elements of the so you get the classes, you get the paragons, you get fair and fallen and die itself. Die stats line is a fun time, but really we're about how you do die, as in basically what Die did as a comic, in terms of how do you take your persona, as in your characters, and make a world which is entirely about torturing them, or basically tempting them and playing with them. It's got to be personal. Anyway, Die statistics here, which is fun. I do like what most of the game is, of course, like just game. It's meant to be practical, but stuff like Die, we've got to be a bit more poetic in terms of what are Die stats. One does not quantify the embodiment of all desires and fears, which is my kind of nonsense. Oh, anyway, here's a new dragon by Stephanie. And like, the bestiary itself is one of the bits we did most in terms of our stretch goals. Like, I did some, but each one, as well as the basic sort of rules, the real heart of this is each one of these is a kind of a series of truths. It's basically saying things which are basically true about centaurs or bears or anything else, and then you, as a the GM, can deconstruct. So in other words, if you know what's true, you can also know how to twist it. And we've got stuff like how different different monsters may be able to sort of move and be used by GMs to sort of do different things. Like, for example, demons are good echoes for inner darkness, even yours or others. Anything alluring, powerful, desirable, etc, etc, etc. That's a nice little demon up there. Oh, I forget who did that one. Anyway, so basically that's also where we did most of our guest art. That's another Stephanie dragon. You just get Stephanie drawing dragons. There's not a Stephanie dragon, it's a kind of clockworky thing. Anyway, oh, look at this. Abs Harding's utterly horrific Gorgon. That's a hell of a thing, isn't it? Anyway, it's an RPG manual. We're incredibly proud of it. And like, it's hopefully going to be in people's hands soon. I believe RRD should have a proper update tomorrow. It's going to go out, which will tell you when various people should be expecting it. But basically, it's finding its way across the world as we speak. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. Oh, it's a big old ship. Basically, that was from the comic, and Stephanie basically wanted to murder me by making her draw a proper ship, because ships are hard. Oh, there's Master. There is a dictator in the back. Lots of stuff. A bit on. So this is all loads of lovely new art by Stephanie. Yeah. Big tank being hugged by a snake. Yep, that's real life raw footage. And a clown. Right, that's enough for now. I'll upload this to YouTube, shall I? Otherwise it feels pretty pointless. It'll be 9 minutes of me talking nonsense to myself. Right, it's been lovely doing this Kickstarter with everybody, and I hope they really enjoy it when they get in people's hands. And let's end on a picture. Look at the shiny dice, because people like shiny. Ooh, shiny dice. Right, bye.